Welcome to Dan's Diary, week 53 and 569 subscribers, I think. So thank you everyone for the subscriptions. I'll carry on doing these on a weekly basis, show you what I'm doing in the garden and ornaments and stuff. Right, what's happened? Well, we've semi-moved in. The rooms have been cleaned. We've started to move the heavy furniture in. We've still got the refrigerator to move in the next 2 days, and a wardrobe which is particularly heavy, and a big bed, which is it's manageable because it unscrews, but it is heavy. So we're trying to be in here solid living by this time next week, by the end of the week. So fingers crossed that happens. I've got the man cave. This is the man cave, more or less finished now. I've just got to move the dining room table out because that's where it's stored at the minute, and fit the projector. I'm hoping Mike's going to come round tomorrow to give us a hand, take the old one off and stick it up here. Then I've got to set the system up, which I've done it twice before, so I think I remember how to do it in the greyness of the memory. I bought the fish. I bought 4 koi, or did I buy 6? I think I bought 6. 6 koi, a catfish, and 4, I think he called them hammerhead sharks. They're not hammerhead sharks. They're not even of the shark family. They just look like sharks. A bit like the red fin shark, and there's another one I can't remember the name of, but they look similar to sharks when they grow up. Now the trouble is, I put them in the pond, the pool, but it's been 2 days now. I'm giving them food, but I can't see where they've eaten. So they're all either going to die of starvation, or they're going to start eating all of a sudden. Any of you guys know how to get fish to eat? I'm giving them the proper pellets for their size. They're only little baby, little face, little things about that big. So they're not that old. They're a couple of weeks, maybe a month old. 4 weeks at a push, I would say. I'll show you a picture of them next week when I can. I can't do it now, there's too many things in the way. So, without further ado, let's go and have a look at what happened this week, and hope you enjoy it. James was asked to do his room. James! There you go. James has just spent all morning cleaning his bedroom. Tight, so you can see that's looking fantastic now. Walls have been done, windows have been done, floor's been done. So it's quite, let me just turn that AC off, because I think we're going now. Jhoy spent all morning doing this room, so this is looking good. And
baby, your shoes.
I can't even wear my own shoes in my house. And here is been done. Looks like it's all been done. So just the floor to do, and then this one's finished. Well, it's I think it's Tuesday today. Is it Wednesday or Tuesday? Oh, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday today. I'm still ill. Can you believe it? 1.5 weeks. Okay, so we haven't had rain for 2 days, so that lady is watering me grass. And round here, We've exposed the pipe. We've exposed one of the pipes that needs re-levelling, and we've exposed the back, which we're going to break into the cesspit because I don't think he cleaned it before he put the top on. Now, where do we start? What day is it today? Thursday. And you know what? This is the second week, 2 full weeks of this debilitating cold and flu and goodness knows what I've had. So I really haven't been down to site. I'm still recovering. This bit, you remember, we laid from the scraps of soil. I didn't think it would grow, but it's catching bits of it are green, so I'm happy with that. Joel exposed this pipe here. This is the toilet pipe, the waste pipe from the upstairs toilet. So it comes all the way from the house, it comes around this corner. It does a 90-degree here, which I'm not too happy about, but well, they only do pipes in 90 degrees, don't they? 90 and then shoots off down there to the cesspit. That wasn't the right angle for flow, but he's corrected it. He backfilled it, but I didn't see it, so I asked him to expose it. So he's exposed it. So all of this now can be backfilled over. We've knocked a hole in the cesspit wall there because I am convinced the foreman put the top on without breaking off the concrete or the cement that was on the floor, thus stopping it becoming a soakaway, more becoming a storage tank, which will fill up in no time at all. So we need a flashlight to have a look inside there. Joel says he's going to get one in the next few days. What else has happened? Oh, as you can see, the grass is beginning to take. We're happy about that, aren't we, lads and ladies? Now, the reason I'm heading this way is because I want to show you the latest developments in the barbecue area. As a freebie from the kitchen people, we've had an onyx slab installed here. Looks very nice, doesn't it? We bought a nice new sink, stainless steel. Well, it's not steel, it's kind of a stained stainless steel. It's kind of a brushed darker colour, so it's not in your face, and it matches the onyx colour perfectly. They'll sort that out and lower it and clip it in place shortly. Water supply coming out of the wall there. We'll change that so it comes out underneath the sink, and then it can come up round the back, can't it? So, what score shall we give them for that? Well, I think we'll give them quite a high score for that. That's quite good. I'm going to put the same splashback tiles, in fact here they are, as the ones we got in the kitchen. Let me just rest them on here for a moment so you can see. There you go. They blend very nice, don't they? Kind of an off grey. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Yeah, it's quite nice, that is. What Ronnie's got to do in here is finish this bit here, this top bit. Put my splashback on. Put some tiles on the top of this. Then the boys give it a damn good clean. The painter finishes off little bits. And then I would hazard a guess it's my turn to get up a ladder, and I'm going to, as I told you before, I'm just going to move that CCTV camera a fraction of an inch over to one side so it's got more of the back. We've got an electrician who's quite handy, and he's going to get rid of that rat's nest there. Maybe put this bit straight across like that. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, it'll be a damn sight tidier when he's finished, that's for sure. Right, what else I've got to show you? The lady's been watering the garden. There she is, watering the garden. It's not rained for a couple of days. We're in the middle of the rainy season. I shouldn't say that, should I? There's my pond. Looking very nice, isn't it? Very nice. We've had a bit of trouble with this pond. I kid you not. What it is we've had some leaks. We had one leak coming out of the inlet pipe, so it's from here into the filters. That leaked. So we filled it full of water, found it leaked, drained it again, put I think 3 lots of mastic and some plastic around it, and that's stopped leaking now, I'm pleased to say. Then when it got to the full height, it was leaking out the overflow pipe. So we fixed that. I'll tell you where it was leaking. We put a bit of mastic on the front, but it was actually leaking there. And then just for good measure we put some down there as well on the drain plug, because this gave me the impression of being a tad dark, which I thought was probably connected with water, but it's still dark and that's been empty for a couple of days, so maybe I'm dreaming. So what we're doing now is filling it up for the last time, hopefully filling it up for the last time, then we can put the plants in. I've ordered some more plants. Joy's just come back from Wilcon and everywhere else. She's been a bit of a trooper cleaning the house. So all of this needs to be made sure it's not leaking. Then I can put the filters on, get them churning away. Although, you know, there's not much point in doing it for the minute. Get them plants in there, circulating the water and cleaning it. Whack a few fish in there. And then when the sun comes out, it's kind of behind clouds at the minute, so I can't see what's direct sunlight and what isn't. But I've got to put that bamboo across here, remember. I'll do that as soon as the sun comes out. So hopefully, maybe by tomorrow the pond will be filled up and we can carry on. Right, what else has happened? Well, look at that. I've got my little garage sun stroke rain shade sticking out. We haven't put the cover on it yet. Black's the colour. We haven't got the cover on it yet, and the painter needs to dive in there and paint that front bit where he's painted it black by mistake. But that's taking shape. Then we've got Mr. Painter at the back, or at the front should I say. He's done those 2 first coat. He's done those 2 first coat. He's done the gate first coat. He's done these 2 to match, looking very good. What do you think, Mr. Painter?
Very beautiful, your gate, sir.
Hey, did you hear that? He said I'm very beautiful. So all that's going to look great when it's finished. Then there's just little bits and bobs to paint, like the making good of that bit there, I don't know whether you can see it, making good that, and little smudges here and there. Now you may be wondering what's happening here. So we've got to disguise these rainwater pipes that come out, haven't we? Can't have those coming out halfway across my wall. So we're going to have a planter, as we discussed before. So we have one planter here to disguise that. One planter there. By the time it's 2 blocks high, and I've put some plants in it, we can disguise the rainwater pipe. So there's 2 planters. There's a planter there which we're going to hide. Or we're going to hide the pipe, we're not going to hide the planter. And then to make it uniform, if I just stand on this side of the road for a second. So we've got 1, 2, 3. To make it uniform, more or less, we're going to have 1 there. He's digging out the footings, as you can see. Once he's struggled with that, we've got a little planter there. I'll fill it full of something prickly, so no one can stand on it to fiddle with me CCTV. And that'll be good, won't it? Right, still got something more to show you. Right, I'm not going to take you in the bedrooms. They've been cleaned by Jhoy. The only thing that's gone on in there is some fly screens which didn't fit properly. Might you know it? So before they fit any more fly screens incorrectly, I've told them to re-sort out those fly screens so I know they can do it properly. When you open them and then you close them again, they hit the door, hit the window frame. They haven't put the magnets in, and they haven't put that furry strip that goes around the outside edge to form a kind of a seal. They will, so they'll do those first before they move on. Kitchen. Well, the day has come when we might get this finished. We've got, Joy's just bought some more wood and an angle piece and some no more nails, so he can continue with this wood going around this side. You see how it's recessed all the way at the top? Well, there was an instance on these sides when this face stuck out a little bit, so you got the top of these were exposed. So he's ground those off, he's ground this off to bring it back so that'll fit in there. Oh, perfect example, like that. So he's got to fiddle with it like that one there. Upstairs has been cleaned by Jhoy. Jhoy has just given instruction that the sink and the hob should be back in their box to protect them, because if they're scratched, they're going to be replaced. Right, so let's go and have a look at what I've been. Oh, it's in the man cave there. So the man cave. What have I been doing?
Is this the final?
Now you got to bear in mind that the dining room table and chairs. So all of this is not in this room. Okay, that goes outside. So for the last 3 days, I've been moving my man cave. So I'll just run you around what I've done. First of all, had to put the sound attenuating screens in first. So when you sit here, there'll be a speaker there in front of it and the speaker there. So what happens is the sound comes, there's a woofer hole in the back of the speakers which blows air out, and you don't want that to hit the wall and come bouncing back. So that goes into that screen and disappears. In the meantime, the sound comes this way, hits your ears, hits all these obstacles here. So hits the stones, hits all the books, hits the paintings, and it diffuses the sound when it comes back. More importantly, the stones and the books and the ornaments reflect the sound coming back at different frequencies. You can see the stones, so you can imagine the sound hitting each one of those and coming back at different times. So it very quickly gets rid of the sound bouncing back. The two rear speakers, so there's two at the back sitting on the console, that shoots sound forward. Anything going off to the side is diffused by the curtains, the ornaments and the sound attenuating panels. If it reaches the far end, which it will do, it'll get lost in these. So that stops that from bouncing back. And then the surround sound speakers, there's one behind that white chair and there will be one there, sitting there. This one comes back, hits your ears, any sound going beyond your ears hits these two sound attenuating panels and dies, hits the curtain, hits the ornaments, comes back but very, very slowly and very at a different frequency. So your ears can't identify that it's an echo. Okay, so that's the screens dealt with. Any ornaments is a great idea because it reflects the sound. I've got 5 helmets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm wearing one on the bike at the minute, so I need a new helmet holder. The curtains are the same as the curtains I had in the old one. They're black, but the sun got to them and it's sort of dyed the colour from black to bits of it are light grey. So we're dyeing those over the weekend, so they'll be black and they'll be hung up. My 2 shelves at the back, I decided to take my CDs off those shelves because they weigh a ton. I've got a box full of CDs there. I think there's 130, which is by no means all my songs, I might add, but the CD's 130. So I've bought a CD rack. So when that turns up, I'll just put it there and I can just put all my CDs in it. My guitar, my amp, various things here. Things I haven't got on display are all my shooting medals. You can see here from when I was shooting in the UK. Don't quite know where they're going because I've run out of space. So there's that box and that box. Now what I'm thinking about, I'm trying to be minimalist, and because the last man cave was cluttered. I mean, you couldn't see the wood. It had everything on it. Things from Las Vegas, things from everywhere. So I've kind of retained a more sophisticated look. So less is more. So I've got those done. Those are my stills from the movie, John Wayne Cahill. Those are stills from the movie, and those are stills from Lara Croft's Tomb Raider. There's my autographed picture of John Wayne. Good luck, Daniel John Wayne. I don't know whether you can see that, possibly not. One of my favourite pictures of me when I was working for a company called Safe Bin Darwish. Love that company, it was fantastic. I should never have left. One of my big regrets in my life is leaving that company. So what else we got? Nothing, I think that's about it. So at the minute I'm putting some of my ornaments in there, my golfing awards in there. I think I've got a golfing picture somewhere when I represented England. I know it sounds grand, but it's not. Hey. There we go. That's me on the left when I was a youth. Why isn't that focusing? That's a shame. But there's me invite letter, and the what was it, 1998, 25th and 28th of August. I'm sorry that's not focusing. I'll show you later on when it decides to focus. So what I'm doing at the minute is wiring up. So the PlayStation's wired up. I'm fairly confident that's done. The CD projector unit and God knows what else and DVD is sitting there. That's quite an expensive one, that is. It really is. Top of the range. I think that's wired up correctly. So the wire comes from the projector, which is in the wall, into the back. I've labelled it, and then I think this one's correct, going from that into the amp. And the back of the amp looks a bit like an Aladdin's cave of holes, doesn't it? But I think I'm only using like a few of them. We've got the power outlet in the top right, then we've got the that comes from the DVD, that goes to the PlayStation, and all these are my speaker ones. So I think that's done correctly. Tomorrow when I've got my speakers in here and I've wired them up, I'll also bring the projector, see if I can hang that there. We'll plug it in and we'll see what happens. Now these wires that come out of the ground, out the wall, they go to me various points in the room, okay? I'm guessing which ones they are because they are in an order. There's one there, there's one there, and there's 1, 2, 3. And I remember when we laid this floor and laid the pipes, they did not cross over, they were straight. So we've got the surround sound left, front left, speaker, front right, surround right. So I think that's the order, and that's the order I've lined it up in here. I'll put some zip ties on that and make it all nice and neat. And tomorrow I'll bring all my speakers up, and as I say, I've got to wire up the rear ones, but the cable's at home. I'm going to leave the amp out. Before, it was in this area here. It was a pig to get to at the back. Not that you ever went in the back, but it was a pig to get to. Excuse me. So what I'm thinking about doing is leaving it out. So I'm going to leave it out, let the air get to it, and I'll use that as storage. So that's the situation in the man cave at the moment. Oh, there's me settee, the back, the Chesterfield, and these two recliners are the ones I had before. They're the main viewing ones. They sit here and there. So that's the situation in the man cave. Let's just have another look in the kitchen. I can hear them doing something. He's doing a lovely job of polishing that. I think he said he was on 3,000, going to 5, and then I don't know what happens after 5. So they're on the last strokes at the minute, just cleaning the top surface. We've got to just knock that back we've got to grind that out tonight so that can sit flush. But that's it. We're getting close. We're getting close. Well, I hope you agree that was entertaining. So I look forward to seeing you next week when we're all in. There's only one thing really stopping us, and that is the enthusiasm. I think we've got the enthusiasm to make the big move. So fingers crossed we will. I don't know what's going to happen with Max, because he's going to be in the garden and I've just laid that grass. So I certainly don't want him ruining the grass. And I don't want him scratching the windows at the back. I've got to get that welder to put the protection up like I did at the front. So there might be a week of Max roaming loose, ruining my grass before he learns not to. I hope you have a great week. I look forward to seeing you next week. And you take care of yourself. Bye-bye, and I love you all.
Game over.